Merry Christmas, everybody. Actually, it's a couple days after. Got myself a DeWalt grinder. So, what we're going to be doing today is working on this truck. You haven't seen it in quite a while. Some bad stuff is happening. It's missing real bad on the passenger side. I can't remember which cylinder, so we're going to figure that out. And it's tapping a lot, making bad noises. The oil pan's leaking. So there's an entire host of problems that we're going to get fixed today. So stick around, it'll be fun. Although the oil pan might be in another video. And yeah, before we do that, I got to go get a battery. So come with me to do that. Made it to the fire station. That thing is missing. That is not a can. Okay. Batteries are back here. Yeah, it'll probably be hard for y'all to see this, considering the light. I mean, but it's just a regular terminal. The battery that I'm currently getting out of here, I think, is the one out of my tan F-150. There will be a video very soon on there. Take your hot off first, and then your negative, and we can just pull it out. Take the wrench off. Okay, we'll open that up. Come over here, open this up, and you can see the beautiful motor. I say beautiful. All right, I got it. Got the battery back here, so we can grab it out. Come over here, set it in. All right. That's a problem. I gotta fix that. If you know anything about a missing vehicle, you may not be able to hear the tapping noise that I'm talking about because it is kind of faint, but I do think it plays a role in why it's missing. Okay, now All I'm doing here is taking off these bolts, and I can't really record it because there's no room. So, no real way for you to see. But I'll get back with you after I get all of them out. Okay, it is the next day. I only had a couple of hours to work on it yesterday. So here's what we got. We lifted the engine up probably about, I don't know, six inches or so. And then we got the transmission unbolted and lifted up probably an inch or two. And got everything unhooked and all that. Got all the bolts out of the oil pan. Now, what we have to do to get this out is, well, gotta make sure you see it. Oh, there it is. Let me move some stuff. Okay. Well, we got that nut off. There was a nut on that stud right there that my light is shining directly at. That nut went to the fuel pickup tube. So you have to slide in there and get that off. By the way, this is not an instructional video. It took us like an hour or two to get that off because of how tight it was. Then what we have to do is, let me slide to the front up here. Well, let me move the oil pan. Oh, I turned my light off. Okay, up here, there's a bolt right there, and there's another one on the back side to get to, just behind the passenger tire, or the driver's side tire. There's a bolt right there, and one directly on the other side of it, looking back towards the cab. Those are both 9/16. That's to the oil pump, and we take those two off, and then what we can do is, after we get that off, we ought to be able to slide that oil pan off, hopefully without too much more trouble. That exhaust might get in the way, so may have to cut it or something, because it's all kind of janky right now, and I don't mind cutting it. I got one of those I might end up putting on it. We'll see. It just depends on if I have to cut it or not. Okay. I don't know how I'm going to set y'all up. If I can set y'all up, I'm going to do it. If not, I'll see you probably while I try to get the pan out the next time. Okay. Okay, so I got the oil pan off. It was terribly hard. like I said, had to jack the transmission up about an inch or two and jack the engine up as far as it'll go. I got it sitting on blocks right there at the motor mounts. There's the other one. Well, you can't really see that block, but it's right there where that little hole is. And you know, you got that one over there. So I got it all cleaned up down here. I'm trying to show you this. All the mating surface, I got it all cleaned up. Nice. Got the, I don't know what you would call those that sit right there in that little, I don't know, circle right there, but I got that all cleaned out. This is the oil pan, and I still got to clean it up. Yeah, I've still got to clean it up, but you can see, hold on, let me get situated. If you want to know how an oil pump works, somebody might get mad at me for doing this, but I don't care. This comes down, this sits right below your distributor, and I believe right there is how it sits. And yeah, I believe this is how it sits right here, because that'll catch anything that falls down here so it won't fall in your oil pan. So your distributor starts right here, and then it goes up, and it's running off the cam gear, and this will turn, I think, counterclockwise. Hold on. Yeah, counterclockwise. And it'll start sucking the oil down. And I don't have 5 fingers. It'll just start coming out. Of course, slow on oil. Ain't going to come out too well. So yeah, I got to clean up 1 socket, 2 bolts, and 1 nut out of here, and give this little guy the once over. I know it's fine. This one's brand new. Go ahead and clean up the inside of the pan and the outside. Get all that oil off of it. And yeah, I'll meet you whenever I get the gasket on there. Okay, so I went ahead and got my oil pan all cleaned up. So this is the new gasket. It is a single piece gasket, which is not the same as what I put on there. The other one I put on there was 4 pieces. You had a cork gasket going along this edge, a cork gasket going along that edge, and a piece of rubber and a piece of rubber, and that was all 4 pieces. And you had the silicone right here and right there, and same right there and right there, but on both sides instead of just one. This one you only have to do the 4 blotches of silicone right there, right there, right there, right there, and right there. And they make it real easy to put it on up there. They have these things called snap-ups, and basically you thread these into the bolt holes, I guess into 4 of them on each corner, and snap your gasket up where it goes, and you can put your dobs of silicone on there whenever you do that. And then after that, these will also snap up the oil pan. They'll hold it up there while you put your screws in. So it's pretty neat, cool technology right there. Yeah. Okay, so I reckon I need to get up here. I finally got my oil pump in. Yeah, it took me like an hour and a half to get it all lined up. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Not from here. Anyway, you have to get it lined up with that tiny hole. You can see it from down here, though. Well, I say that. There's almost no room up here. It's ridiculous. Okay, well, I can't show you very well, but the oil pump is in. What I have to do now is that blue gasket. I have to clean the mating surfaces on the oil pan and on the actual engine block itself. And then I have to use that stuff, those little keep up screws that came with it. And anyway, I'll bring you back whenever I get to that point, but right now all I'm doing is cleaning all the mating surfaces around there. So, alright, now I gotta do that. Okay, I finally got everything buttoned up down here. I know I said I was gonna show you the little blue deals, but they worked out real good. Like I said, it's not an instructional video. So now what I gotta do, I gotta put my jack back up here on my motor on that crank pulley, and I gotta take my wooden blocks out right here, and on the other side drop the motor back down, and then button her up, and then attach my exhaust, suck down the transmission mounts, and fix my exhaust where I disconnected it. Put on my little, I don't know how it's going to sound, but we're going to put it on the little deal, and then put my distributor back in, and then yeah, all this. Yeah. Okay, everybody. Well, I can officially say we're finally done. Well, let me start with this point first. I'm done with the main thing I had to do. Got the oil pan back on and everything like that. And I just want to say I'm sorry the way this video is going to turn out. It's not as visual as I would have liked. I just had no room. I had no room, and there was no way really for you to see. So I just put in a couple of clips, you know, of what you could see. And anyway, yeah. So I'm low 1 quart of oil, so I gotta put that in there. I don't remember if I showed you my exhaust before. It looked terrible. It had this thrust master on it, and I went ahead and I put a little cherry bomb on it. I think that's what they call them. These clamps are doing absolutely nothing. I went ahead and welded it. This is not my favorite weld on here. That one's really bad. But these two, they're not too bad at all. Look at that. Pretty proud of myself for those two. And anyway, I gotta take all these clamps off so it doesn't look, well, that one's not doing anything either, but I might leave it on there because that's all sideways. And if it was doing something, it'd be hanging straight down. So I don't know. I'm probably gonna cut that off or leave it there and not worry about it. Anyway, I got that welded on. I don't know if I showed you it before, but there were a bunch of clamps and I had an exhaust leak. My other muffler didn't sound good, so I got this sucker. And I guess I'll turn it on and I'll let you hear it. The other problem is my truck doesn't show any oil pressure, but we tested it and it does have oil pressure. My sending unit just went out. That actually brings it up to the gauge. You can't see that. Yeah, it went out. So you'll see even whenever I turn it on. Anyway, I'm getting a new sending unit. It won't take but a second just to put it on. Has a good rumble to it. I hear a leak up here. I think I do. Well, that might just be where it's coming out. All I have left on this, I gotta clean all the oil I spilled up. And like the residue that's left over. But she's ready to go after I get that, after I get it cleaned up and after I get my sending unit on. So, I'm gonna leave it off here, guys. Y'all have a great week. And yeah, see you next time.